Hey, hey.
Hey.
Welcome to the Penalty Box Live Hockey Edition. We are all over the United States and North America today. Mr. Hubbs is ready to throw down right now and go. We got the coach, Mr. Filar, down there suited up like he's on the other side of the glass, ready to go. Robert Gordon Orr, Bobby Orr is here. What jersey are you wearing? What sweater are you wearing?
Where hockey was invented.
All right, I got my Bees jersey, a little Megamind T-shirt on underneath. We got Bad Bart over here. Black Bart is back with the beard. So let's kick this show off. We're excited to have these guys on today. This is a whole fivesome of Megaminders here, and so we're going to do this a little different today. Normally, we'll bring guests in after Timmy and I do our shots on goal, but we just thought we'd just have a little fun. And so if you guys have any comments on our shots on goal, let's discuss them. I'm going to kick this off with the first, probably the most important shot on goal of the day.
Okay.
The Steelers have lost 3 in a row, and I love it.
Oh.
Whoa.
I messaged Brian Monahan last night and said, am I seeing what I'm seeing? He was in shock. He never got back to me.
We still run the north, gentlemen. We still run the north.
That's true.
Might have to bring back Brad.
Now.
Well, it did. Hey, Tony, it did make me wonder, honestly, Rich. There's been talk this week about. Hey, Kenny, there's been talk this week about your quarterback. Is it time for Roethlisberger to sit down? And is he going to? You think he's got a year or two more in him? What's he got?
I think it's a large cap hit that says that he will be. He's due $35 million. So
right.
We'll see him next year as well.
Right. Gotcha. Tim, you got a shot on goal?
Yeah, I do. So my shot on goal is not sports related, but Christmas related. So I hardly ever watch Saturday Night Live anymore, right? But now and then they put out a parody of a commercial that is just hilarious. And this last Saturday, they did a SNL Lexus what they call it, Lexus December to Remember commercial. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But it started to make me think. No one's ever bought me a car for Christmas, So I did a little research, and I'm just going to look down because I got some stats here that, there's a website called carsalesbase.com that in the month of December, 15 to 20% of cars that are bought are for gifts, right?
What?
Yeah. And so Lexus, BMW, Mercedes, Lincoln, Caddy, and Jag have big months in December. Of course, I didn't see a Toyota Corolla listed there. But I just did a little research, and there's also a website called I'll Teach You to Be Rich.com that says if you're going to buy a car, buy it in December because January and February are their lowest sales months. I just found it incredible that no one's ever. In fact, there's a company out in Costa Mesa, California called Big Size Bows. They made a business out of making the big bows for cars. So if anyone is looking, watching that says, what, I got to get Tim one more gift.
Christine.
It's a car.
There you go.
Go ahead and watch that SNL. Whoa. Go ahead and watch it. It's pretty funny.
Well, that commercial when you see it on, and he's like, I got, she got him a nice watch, probably a Rolex, and then they both run outside, and she takes the keys to like the truck, and he's like, babe, and she's like, no, you get the puss van over there. That's what you get to drive. So,
yeah, but you gotta watch this video because they spun it on its head. The woman's like, don't tell me you did not buy this car. It's like any one of our significant others would be saying, basically, you bought a car without consulting me.
Right. My next shot on goal in China, they have rolled out at McDonald's the Spam Burger with Oreos. Have you all seen this?
No.
It is absolutely disgusting. It is a couple of fried pieces of Spam, and they sprinkle Oreo cookies on top of it, crumbled up, and put the bun on top.
I had that for breakfast this morning.
Well, that's something we're going to talk about.
I ate it with my gloves.
And apparently wildly popular. Now, they probably look at the McRib, and they're like, what is wrong with these people? That's the
McRib.
So yeah, the McRib is back, by the way. So I got one more shot on goal if you got another one, Tim.
I got one more. It's a little shout out to a gentleman named Edward Johnson, who was a friend of Thomas Edison in 1883. And he's well known for one thing. He invented a string of lights and changed the way we decorate our Christmas trees every year since. So shout out to Edward Johnson, who's been dead for a century.
Well, my last shot on goal, and you guys know me well enough. I don't usually take a lot of stuff serious. Right? I'm not a political guy. But what a slap in the face to Americans that politicians are going to give us $600. Are you freaking kidding me? These people have no understanding of the life that we live. That I won't even mention names, but one politician said, this is a great thing for Americans. F you. You think $600 is going to support all these people that you gave $1,200 to 6 months ago? Come on.
It's the people.
I just want to take this and just friggin' just.
Yeah.
It's the people with 5 kids. People with 5 kids are going to be making out. So.
Yeah, well, you know what? But what about all the people that have struggled this whole time? Kim lives in Canada. Didn't they do stipends for some people through this whole time? I believe.
They have, yes, but
yeah.
that too is coming to an end. It can't last forever.
It can't go forever. I get that.
People need
But to throw $600 at people at this point, I think is almost a slap in the face. I think they've been better off just doing nothing and just leaving it alone. So that's my last shot on goal.
All right.
Do you guys have one? Do you got a shot on goal today, Rich?
Yeah.
When you shoot the puck, you win the Stanley Cup. Excited that hockey returns next year.
Was that your Pee Wee hockey? That was your Pee Wee hockey championship trophy.
Pee Wee hockey. Wow.
My shout out is this: we have NHL hockey coming back in the new year. I believe a 56-game season. I believe starting January 13th, and. Yep. Being from the Great White North as I am, there will be an all-Canadian division.
That's cool.
We can't get across the border. So all the Canadian teams are going to be in one division. So you'll get Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto,
that'd be great.
Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Vancouver.
We're gonna switch this and start talking about some other stuff. So shot on goals are over. I want to ask you guys, one of the things I wrote down as I thought about you guys over the last week, during a pandemic, you guys both changed jobs, right? And can you guys just individually, Kim, your journey was a lot different, I think, than Rich's was. But can you guys, Kim, can you start off and just talk about, what that was like for you emotionally? Gosh, I mean, I can't imagine going through a pandemic and trying to find a job, and just the emotional side of it, the nuts and bolts. How hard did you work at finding a job? Can you talk about that?
Yes, thanks for asking. There's no denying, I've said it before, that any time change is thrust upon you, it's never good news. I mean, I've made change in my career, but on my own terms and on my own time. And that's ideally what you want. But when I was working for a couple of years with a company, COVID hit, and in the event marketing business and signage business, things obviously went sideways, beyond sideways. So they had to make changes and let people go. I was one of the ones affected. Obviously, many people globally have been affected, but I'm typically a positive guy. So in hockey terms, I put together a game plan, and I stayed positive. I had the help of others, and managed to find a company in Vancouver that I thought could benefit from my help. But we're all in the Megamind group here, and my approach to reaching out to them, including sending a video to try and create that point of differentiation and get them to know me firsthand. So it's worked out great. I've been with that company now. I'm into month 4, and things are going fantastic. So it's keep your chin up, keep working hard at it. Good things will happen.
Hey, before we, I want Rich to talk about this too, but I want to run down just that rabbit hole for just a second. That you said in that journey of trying to find a job, you sent videos. Were you sending videos to HR directors, to who you were doing what people weren't doing?
I sent video to the owner of the company and the head of sales. I mean, I'd been a head of sales myself before, but this was for a different position. But yeah, I sent it to the top of the chain, so to speak. No offense to anyone in HR.
Well, so what was their reaction to you sending a video? Like, this is cutting edge. What was their reaction to that?
Well, the short answer is I had a phone call with the one gentleman who said, we're not really sure if we're going to be hiring and when it'll happen, but you've really impressed us. And that was on a Friday. And he called me back on the Monday. So
yeah,
without patting myself on the back too hard, video definitely helped. Anything to make a difference and stand out from, in this case, what would have been competitors from an employment standpoint.
Right. Well, I'll give you a pat on the back. I think that stuff, it's a difference maker.
Just do it with your glove, though.
Yes. Mr. Filar, you went through a job change, but yours was by design, right? Can you talk about that?
Yes, I served in the medical device field for 15 years, thrived in that area, loved it, and decided to go back to my roots. When I graduated from Penn State University, where I played hockey and still in touch with many of my former teammates, I said, this is where I want to be. So I reached out to those that were in that business, that industry, and I too, like Kim, I used video to stand out. I used that to transfer the passion that I had for hunting for new business, developing relationships. That is impossible to do when you click on easy apply on LinkedIn. Impossible. It's a waste of the finger movement to do that. But I leaned on my friends, my family, and these mega minders that we all know and love. They were very helpful, because when you get to be a certain age, when you have that many minutes under your belt, it gets a little more challenging also during these uncertain times. We're pausing as an organization. We're furloughing, not adding sales leadership. We're not adding sales hunters. But the adage goes, there aren't too many. There are 0 sales hunters that are unemployed, and productive salespeople, they find a spot. So I, again, made that pivot to say, let's do what I want to do and not stand in an operating room all day long. And that's the move that I made.
Well, I'll tell you, Rich, I've gotten to know you through Megaminds, and I've yet to meet, other than your delusion about Pittsburgh football, I've yet to meet someone who has the tenacity that you have, going from one job to another, but then taking another job, overseeing a bunch of people, and then realizing that's not what you wanted, and going back to your roots, which is, knocking on doors and making it happen for yourself. So cheers to you on that. But I did want to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole. You mentioned, real quick passing, that you happened to play hockey in college. I understand that you were on a championship team in like 1990. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. As my coach would say, defense wins championships, but I remember him very vividly saying, you're going to remember this because it's rare that you're part of a championship team. And so in 1990, the Penn State Nittany Lions traveled to Ohio University, Bird Arena. Now, how do I remember that name of that arena? Because it's vivid, because at that time in 1990, they didn't have plexiglass. They had chain fences. That doesn't feel good when you're thrust into there, but it also doesn't feel good when they're throwing coins at you during the game. What a special memory that was. But the bonds that we forced, we knew that the Ohio University Bobcats were looking forward to winning the championship that year, and we defeated them. And the bonds that we have with my teammates is immense. But it's a wonderful memory for sure.
I'll tell you, from what I understand, you were called old number 22 or old number 22, from what I understand. And from what I understand is that, you enjoyed the penalty box.
I'm well acquainted with the penalty box.
You spent a lot of time in the penalty box, and if I'm not mistaken, when the team would get a group penalty, maybe a bench penalty, the coach would send you into the penalty box because you loved being there apparently so much. Is that true?
It could either be that or I wasn't as valuable as some of the other players.
Well, I don't know if the coach would agree. I don't know if the coach would agree with that. So I think we need to hear it from himself.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, wow.
Oh! That's not fair,
Coach.
That's not fair.
Coach, thank you.
I got one thing to say. No booze. No booze. Okay? This is serious stuff. No booze. You guys stay in the night. No booze.
Oh my God.
So, Coach, thanks for jumping on. You shared a little bit about our friend here, Rich, with us. That he was a what did you call him? An unselfish player. And if you could just wax poetic on Rich for a few seconds and about Penn State.
He's in shock right now. Look.
Oh my God.
Kim's over here going, what the hell is going to happen to me?
This is amazing.
Nice touch, guys. Be nice, Coach.
I got to tell you, Rich was the consummate power forward of that era, right? He's a big guy, wasn't the fastest player on the team. He did what we asked him to do, and he played a great role for us, whether it was in front of the net on the power play, taking the cross checks in the lower back and getting stuck and not retaliating. But no, we had a lot of fun. Like he said, that 1990 championship was out of the blue sky because we almost didn't even go to the tournament because we weren't that good that year, heading into the playoffs, and we upset an Ohio team that played in front of, people don't understand ACHA hockey. They don't understand how popular it is on some campuses. And at Burt Arena, that place was nuts. I mean, they had a guy that used to dress up like me and stand right behind their bench and mimic me during the games. And, it was a great experience. And, we, as Rich said, that particular group of players has remained so close. They're like family. It's not even just a hockey team. I mean, we've all kept in touch, and a lot. The other thing that I remember most about that team is how many of those players had gone on to be very successful in their post-hockey careers. And that makes the old coach feel even better. But no, I'll tell you, Rich knows that I was one of those coaches who believed the other team can't win with zero. And offense will win games, but good team defense wins championships. And those guys, they did that. Richie blocked his share of shots in his day, right?
Big frame.
Yeah, and but there was one particular game where he'd taken a couple of not good penalties, let's say, against one of our Canadian foes who they were getting under his skin a little bit. So later on in the game, we got a too many men on the ice penalty, and I turned to our assistant coach and said, Ray, put Richie in there. He's been in there the whole game anyway.
Developing rapport. I was developing rapport with the penalty box attendant.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich from business,
by the way, as I recall.
Rich, from a business standpoint, what do you take away from Coach that you still carry on? Any sayings that you carry on, or anything that you brought with you from 30 years ago?
Oh, many. Sure. A lot of parallels from a work ethic standpoint, from you got to show up. And if you skip some steps, if you skip your assignment in the defensive zone, you're going to end up with a minus. And you don't want too many minuses as a sales professional, nor as a hockey player, because as you get minuses, our lovely teammates, the coaches would be saying, here's who was on the ice during that goal allowed. But our teammates would be like, we'd be coming off the ice, we're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minuses, and it would, you didn't want that good-natured kidding from. But yeah, a lot of parallels to that, and a lot of the one that jumps out is the work ethic. And I'm a little overwhelmed by this guest appearance here by Coach Joe Bach. I really am. So
I can see the sweat marks under your roof.
He's afraid he's going to get thrown in some kind of penalty box that doesn't exist right now.
He's going to make.
I got to tell you,
he's going to bag skate you.
When you look at who had the biggest influence on me, and Mr. Orr, you're going to appreciate this. In my basement, I have a framed autographed jersey from Bobby Orr. I got a picture from him to Coach Batista. I've got a signed copy of his book.
Hey.
Wow.
Right? He was the guy that inspired me. And, growing up in Pittsburgh, Rich and I have a lot in common. We actually grew up, our hometowns are like 10 minutes apart. And so we have a lot of common friends from back in the day in hockey. And I think that's the best part about hockey is that it's the relationships, it's the friendships, the teammates. That's what makes a difference. That's what makes hockey players special in my mind. And it's these friendships that have lasted for years and years and years. And Rich knows I love him, and like I said, we just celebrated the 30th anniversary of that team where we were recognized at Pagula Ice Arena here at Penn State. And that was pretty special to have everyone back. And just so you don't think I'm going to be totally serious, I'm going to get a shameless plug in for one of another Penn State hockey player who came up with the puck off. Okay. Don't know if any of you have ever seen it. It is a bottle opener.
Oh,
nice.
So make sure
I think Rich has one. You looking for one on your desk, Rich?
I do have one.
I saw you where's mine at?
Coach, can you tell us what you're doing these days?
Yeah, I actually retired from Penn State and then retired from the Buffalo Sabres, where I was a vice president for hockey and business administration. I wrote a book called The Power of Pragmatic Passion. It's a self-help book, personal and professional development book, 7 principles for achieving success. And, a lot of that old hockey, coaching stuff in there. It starts off with purpose, it's attitude, sacrifice, servant leadership, inspiration, options, decision-making, and the N stands for nurturing. Everywhere except in Nebraska, there it stands for knowledge. So,
Coach, is that book available on Amazon right now?
It is available on Amazon, or you can go to my website at pragmaticpassion.com.
I see Wes typing it up right now. He's
and if you put in the code PASSION and the number 5, that book on Amazon is $24.95. If you go to my website at pragmaticpassion.com, put in Passion 5, you'll get the book for $14.95.
Wow.
Is it true if you put in code Filar, it's double? Is that
No, you get a free.
That would make sense, right?
Easy. It's too easy.
You'll get a free puck off with the book.
No, but I may send you one of my pucks. Dream big, keep it real, get it done.
Love it.
I'm all about, I just, at this stage of my life, it's about helping as many young people as I can to get on the right path, stay on the right path. And actually I'm working with a lot of like middle-aged folks who are saying, you know what, I'm not happy with where I am right now. I'd like to do something different. And it's all about finding out what matters most to you. What are your core values? And that's the thing. Like I said before, the reason I think so many of our players have gone on to be successful is that they understood that really the greater calling in life is what are you doing for other people? It's not about you. It's not about the trophies. It's not about the championship rings, although they're nice. I got a bunch of them up there. So we did win 6 national championships. So we had a lot of fun, but we were also very successful on the ice. But more importantly, These guys have gone on to be great. And you know, what I love about Rich, he may remember this. I always said to them, make sure someday you give something back to the game. The game has been very good to you. So I don't care if you're going to be a coach, a referee, you know, a team manager, whatever it may be, donate back to your program, whatever. And Rich put his money where his mouth was, always been incredibly supportive of the program and still comes back all the time. And, you know, I'm getting emotional and he knows that. That's the way I am. Love you, Rich.
He comes back because he misses the box.
They're all true statements. Nothing said here was not true. I did on my last alumni hockey effort. I will say I did post a hat trick, and it was commemorated here. And I wanted to skate off the ice. Well, because I couldn't feel my lower back. But other than that, my hamstrings. But,
you know, you're going to sit here and you're going to sit here and brag about your hat trick. Now, I did some deep digging here.
No.
January 21st, 1991. You remember that day? No. You played for the Icers, I believe, and you had 2 goals early, and you missed an empty netter in the third period.
Ooh.
What a freaking puss. Come on.
That's possible. That's possible.
Oh, no, it's possible. You're even quoted in the article in the newspaper. Yeah, it's possible.
You're not supposed to miss the open net. That's icing.
Hey, Eric, that was his own team's net.
Thank God. Thank God. Hey, Coach, if I go on Pragmatic Passion and buy a book directly from you, can I get a hockey puck from you if I pick up a book there from you direct?
Absolutely.
Awesome. I will do that today. And I would challenge anybody watching this to do that today because I love that hockey puck.
Absolutely. What a great motivational speaker you must be.
Well, appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me. This
Before you go, Coach.
Let's get those horror books. Yep.
Oh, look. Kim, is yours autographed too?
Yes, indeed.
Wow. Big time.
Got mine autographed as well.
I've got my autographed Rich Filar. Oh, wait. He doesn't have a book. So
he's autographing the puck off.
Well, should we let Coach get back to whatever he's got going on? Now we can rip Mr. Hubbs a little bit. So
cool.
Thank you, Coach.
Gentlemen,
Coach,
thank you. Have a great holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. 2021 is going to be awesome.
There you go. So,
Oh, my goodness.
Kim, I wanted to ask you.
That was incredible, by the way. What a surprise. So,
Yes.
kudos to you guys. That was amazing.
He was like,
that was absolutely
I'm worried for you, Kim, because it's not going to just be me.
He's not bringing back my Pee-wee coach from the Ottawa area, so don't worry.
Yeah, we couldn't find anybody that.
No.
Everyone was dead. Everyone was dead.
I did want to ask you. I pulled up your lifetime stats from the Grinders. And 07, 08, sorry, 06, 07. There they are. 06, 07, 28 games. Games played. Look at the numbers. 28 points, but 33 penalty minutes. Whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
Active.
I should have put a photo on that.
Were you on something that year?
Yeah. No, I'll tell you a funny story about getting a penalty. Rich likes his penalties. Many years ago, I got into a bit of a scuffle with a guy on the ice, and it was like 2 polar bears sort of wrestling. It wasn't very pretty, but we ended up on the ice. His helmet came off, and when I was in the dressing room after having a cold refreshment with the guys, one of the guys was looking at the score sheet and said, "Hey, Hubbs, your penalty was 2 minutes for hair pulling," which I've never heard before. But the funny thing was the guy was bald. So I don't know how
what is the signal for that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's
right.
No. I don't have the illustrious history that Rich has. I mean, I basically played recreational hockey all my life, and for the last 30 years, I've kept playing sort of men's beer league hockey, which has been absolutely incredible.
Good for you.
I did want to ask you one of the questions I thought about with you. I know we've kind of had some conversations about it, but how hard is it you live on one side of the country and your wife's basically on the opposite end of the country, and you guys are back and forth and seeing each other. And what does that look like? Is that tough?
Well, truthfully, if I knew this was going to be a show about marriage relationships and not hockey and business, I probably would have declined. But no,
that's good. That's good.
Okay.
How to make your relationship work? You know, you don't see each other for 3 weeks. No, it's my wife had a great career opportunity in the CEO role with an organization, so it just made perfect sense for her to capitalize on that. And having 2 university-age daughters and not being honeymooners anymore, we thought, hey, let's give this a shot. So I'm in Vancouver. She's in a city in Ontario, north of Toronto, and we kind of travel back and forth. Hey, the Leafs. Yeah, as an example, she arrived back here on about the 12th of December, and we'll be here to January 10th, and then I'll head there late January through early February. So we're making it work. Yeah. But when your kids are grown up, then you've got flexibility in your lifestyle to do that. I should mention one of my 2 daughters, our oldest daughter, was a hockey player. And I had the great privilege of being an assistant coach for many, many, many years on her team. So as much as I love hockey myself, my greatest joy in hockey actually was being with my daughter. It was incredible time in the car to and from games, practices, tournaments, being on the bench. It was a real pleasure. We had some great special moments together.
Well, if we know that you were going to talk about your daughter, we probably wouldn't have invited you on.
She's got about 12 puck offs. No, I'm kidding.
So. Well, guys, what a great Rich. You can clearly tell that your coach has the utmost respect for you and your teammates who have gone on to great things.
May I add one comment? I don't know how we are up against the clock.
Oh, we're good. We're good. So we're taking as long as we want today.
One of the wonderful. I mean, we always use sports analogies in business. Rich shared some. Coach Batista shared a few. But one of the great things is teamwork. And in any sport, be it football, basketball, hockey, obviously, it's all about being on a team and supporting your teammates. And we're all part of the Megamind group. And I can tell you, we've shared it before. This Megamind team has been of great support to all of us, I know, to me. And that's what teamwork is all about. And I'll give you a more recent example. Last week, I attended participated in a conference hosted by Anthony Iannarino about goal setting for next year. 90-minute call, and I thought it was well worth it. And I know, Rich, you're a big Anthony fan. So Rich and I were talking, and I shared some information with him post call, and that's what teammates do. They help each other. So Rich and I are going to reconnect after Christmas and talk about fine-tuning our goal setting and helping each other. We're both sort of sales dudes. So that's what teamwork's all about. That's what hockey's about. And that's what business is about too, with the right team.
Absolutely.
Hey, Rich, I wanted to ask you, I looked at your Facebook, and Kim's not a big Facebook guy, but I looked at your Facebook and I found it kind of odd. You've liked 4 movies on Facebook. The movie 42, right? You also liked the Roberto Clemente story. Totally get that. Yeah. You liked The Thin Line, which has won a lot of awards, right? Now, here's the one that doesn't, like Elf. Like you take those 3 and Elf. Can you talk about what Elf has meant to your life, and is it driven you, and what is that all about?
Could you tell us the 4 food groups?
I just watched Elf a few days ago, so I'd be delighted to hear this.
Huge fan of Buddy the Elf. I think his principles apply. He enjoys himself. His perseverance to engage with his father. It's uplifting and hilarious at the same time. And 10 a.m. Santa's coming. I know him. So yeah, it's a pivotal part of our holiday times is watching and rewatching Buddy the Elf.
Do you like maple syrup on your spaghetti?
Used to do that, not anymore. That doesn't do justice for and serve the blood pressure.
So we're not going to do the OT today. So we've got a few extra minutes, and I did want to pick both of your brains. I know we talked. Kim had mentioned Megamind and some of the things and teamwork, and I think one of the things I wrote kind of some stuff I learned about 2020 that rolls into 2021. I'm still pandemic started in March and it's January, and the amount of people that still have not adjusted to this new normal and now normal and what things are, and you guys adapted to that very quickly. Are there things that jump out at you from the course of this year that if you had to just shake somebody and say, do these 2 or 3 things next year, what would those maybe be? Kim, you can go first.
Oh, thank you. Well, number one is not a thing. It's a state of mind. It's persistence. Absolutely. I don't want to sound cliched.
Yeah.
I've had people that I've tried to reach out to develop new business relationships, and I've connected with them immediately, and others it's taken 5 or 6 whacks at it. So Rich mentioned earlier, be persistent, keep going at it, keep working it. But video, absolutely. Like, I'm in my office many days. I'll be heading there today, and I use video. If someone connects with me on LinkedIn, they get a video thank you from me. When I am introducing myself to someone, I'm sending them a video. Anything I can do to get in front of them when I can't meet them face to face. That for me has been a real game changer. I've said it before.
If I had that voice, I would. I'd never leave the office.
Kim Hubbs from Vancouver.
That's number one.
I agree, Kim. Embracing video is what I preach, and it helps you stand out. It's the closest facsimile to being face to face, which is more challenging. But I'm celebrating my 900th video that I've done. I've completed. The reaction is, what a nice touch. It's nice to connect the face with and no one else is doing it. Everyone else will be doing it in time, for sure, guaranteed. And so embrace that. But one thing that every sales professional has that won't admit it is call reluctance. I've always had it, and sometimes wavering confidence. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, big time. I have very little call reluctance. Sometimes it's not exactly wonderful to be hung up on, or I just say on to the next one in Coach Bill Belichick style, or on to Cincinnati, or it's you move on, dust yourself off, no call reluctance, and embracing video. Those are the 2 things that I preach to anyone that will listen.
Yeah.
So Rich. I'm sorry. So Rich, when you when did you know that about yourself? Because I think I've been in sales for 40 something years, and we've all been in sales of some kind. We all have that call reluctance. So how do you get past it? You get up and walk around the block. Do you take your hockey stick and go hit yourself in the head? What do you do to jumpstart yourself off of that? Give the viewers some insight.
Yes, certainly. I embrace one thing is financial, certainly, but I want to, certainly provide for my family. But I think what gets me going is this is what I signed up to do. You don't always look forward to getting into a corner or standing in front of the net with some a very angry Canadian or hockey player that's cross-checking you in the back, and the referee's standing and watching it, and that doesn't feel good. But that you need to create that net front presence, or you need to take away the goalie's eyes, if you will. And someone needs to do that. And then when we had success with a power play goal, I was, even if I didn't touch the puck, I was yelling my name, 22, so when the referee was saying, scorekeeper, 22, that was for 22. And that's okay. I can live with myself for that, but I know I played a role in that. But so it's just everyone has to do their job, and your job as a sales professional is to pick up the phone. It is to network. It is to build relationships.
Good
If
for
you
you.
don't want to do that, you can do something else. But
Yeah, I think Rich is bang on. I mean, I have 3 Zoom calls today. I'm on the West Coast with people, prospective clients that are brand new to me and my company. And if I didn't have that desire to get in front of them and to connect with them, those calls would never have happened today. So it's like scoring a goal, man. It's such a high. Yeah, how do you feel when you score a goal, man? It's such an amazing feeling. And I'm a defenseman, so I don't get many of those.
Can we talk about? I want to talk about video for just a second to go a little bit deeper, because I think one of the things that we all, when we all first got in Megamind, we started doing video, and some were doing it, some weren't. And how many times when you started doing video did you overthink it? Did you think I look like a friggin' dumbass? Did you delete it? And now I don't know for you. Like I sent a video to a guy last week where I said something, and you heard the dog bark. I'm like, that's my dog. And and you almost kind of like it does take the production out of it. Be real, right? Will you guys both talk about that? Rich, can you talk about that?
Oh, absolutely. The first couple videos, this is really bad. I got a face for radio.
Yes.
I don't like it. My lighting stinks. But I got to figure it out. And the nice part about Hippo videos, I can re-record it, and it gets a little bit better. But now I have no problem whatsoever to press record, 3, 2, 1 countdown. So it's just a matter of anything that you do more often, you practice, you get better and more confident.
Is it true that they call you One Take Filar?
No. And one of my nicknames at Penn State, which was given to me by our nickname provider, my individual sobriquet, was by Jeff Martha. And sometimes, and he's the current CEO of Medtronic, one of the larger medical device companies, is sometimes I would be a healthy scratch because lugging this frame around was challenging on a Saturday after a Friday game. So my nickname was Back to Back, and that is since I didn't play back to back some games, I was left off the. You look in the chart and you don't see 22. That's demoralizing. Thanks, Coach. But it all meant I'm just getting these issues out. So thank you for allowing me to kind of.
Yeah.
You're back again.
Oh.
Well, I thought what might be fun is maybe to wrap this up today and let Coach Batista kind of give us some parting shots here of something to motivate everybody. And Coach, we're going to let you kind of wrap the show up today.
All right, Coach.
All right. Well, call reluctance. Just got to get in there and do it, right? Dream big, keep it real. Got to get it done. Got to get it done. That's that execution part, right? That's to me. Lots of people dream big. Lots of people come up with plans. They talk about what they're going to do. It's that execute. You got to get it done. So as we're wrapping up 2020, heading into 2021, that's the message I'd have for everybody is keep dreaming big, come up with your plan, keep it real, but make sure you go get it done. And that gets back to we all need coaches. We all need mentors. We all need inspiration, motivation in our lives. You guys have fired me up. This is awesome.
Coach, can I ask you one question
Sure.
before we go?
Sure.
Do you get up and like gargle gravel in the morning or what? I just like that is so cool. You like gargle glass or what do you do? That's awesome.
This is 30 years of
Dreaming.
negotiating with referees.
Disagreeing with him.
Coach, I never got out of high school hockey, but I loved the game from when I was a kid. And I grew up in New England, during the Orr era. And there's a saying that my boys and I took when we went out to nightclubs. And so when we were playing, our coach would tell us to dump the puck in and go get it. Right. So that's what we used when we went out to nightclubs. I'd say, what about those over there? He goes, okay, you go dump the puck in and I'll go get it. So hockey can transfer to everything in your life.
Yeah, 100% of the shots not taken don't go in.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, this has been a pleasure, guys. Looking forward to a time when maybe we can all actually meet in person. But until then,
Bring the stick and skates.
keep doing the videos, keep doing it. I'll send you guys a great picture of me and Rich from the last alumni skate we had. And, he mentioned Jeff Martha earlier. By the way, Jeff scored like 6 goals in the alumni game. We never heard the end of it. Jeff was a defenseman like us, Kim. He fancied himself an offensive-minded defenseman, but I'm not so sure that was
6 goals for a defenseman. The goalie must have been out of the net for most of it.
7 years old. 70. God bless.
Wes, you've been pretty quiet today. Wes is our producer extraordinaire. So, Coach, if you ever want to host your own live show, Wes is the guy. Wes, you got any final shots on goal today or comments you got today?
The only thing that I would do is just give the same advice everybody else did, which is video is the way to go. And don't wait if you're waiting for the perfect moment or worry about all the stuff that can happen. Because if you didn't notice while we were filming this, my camera's changed, but you just got to keep on going and, go on with the show and hop in there and do it. So I can't thank you enough for being on, Coach. It made it a great surprise and just an absolutely awesome show.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Have a great
I want to finish up just by saying, and I've said this a couple times recently, this has been the weirdest year in the history of the world. I think that we're all aware of, and this is going to be the hardest Christmas and New Year's on a lot of people. And so reach out to your friends because depression is real. And so we've got friends that are sitting at home by themselves that are just like lost and don't know what to do. So definitely pick up the phone and reach out to some friends. Shout out to Woodstock Inn and Brewery, our wonderful sponsor, who Tim drinks all their beer all the time. And
anytime I can.
Yes, and just it pisses me off. But Rich, Kim, Coach, thank you so much for being on. You guys have a great Christmas. Thank you so much, and be incredible.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks, Coach.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.